But Shakur, you never even, at this point, when you're doing this interview, never been a champion of 140, and Devin has an active belt and a good performance against Brian Norman. Why would Devin take whatever deal you're talking about? Like, it was about 12:45. And Bill Duke was like, now you see what you done did? You done messed up. You done fucked up. You said you left the leg. You done fucked up. You know you done fucked up, right?
And I understand it. But the thing that I said, even with Conor Ben, I would want the same weight clause as he put on Eubank.
Yeah.
And that's what I want. Fighting the same weight clause as he put on Eubank.
Yeah.
Bro, pack him up. Get Shakur out of here. UPS. Box him up and pack him up. It's over. We unpack. We unpack. We unpack. Coming to you live. Boxing Ego unpack. Yeah. We unpack. We unpack. We unpack. Coming to you live. It is time for the reckoning. Shakur Stevenson. In the words of DMX, what type of games being played? How's it going down? Stars to the stars, and I gots to know now. I gots to know now. In this video, your boy is gonna cook, and your boy Shakur is getting cooked. Stay tuned. What up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego, and I'm back with some more boxing. As promised, I shall deliver. I told you in my last video, the unpack was coming. I didn't have time in that first video to address everything. This is why years ago, I created this particular series, Unpacked. Often imitated, but never duplicated, right? Nobody has been able to duplicate. I did this before podcasts were even really a thing, right? So to unpack, I really get to take my time and break it down for you, right? Versus sometimes if it's a quick news brief, I just want to get the video out real quick. You guys need to be informed of what's going on. But with Shakur Stevenson, I told you we were going to put him in the crock pot and we were going to do the slow cooker. So here we are. Now, a picture was posted of Shakur Stevenson, right? And he's flexing. It says 175 pounds, right? I've already talked about that in my last video. So I'm not going to spend so much time on this, but just so you know, this will come up in the video. But since I've already made the video directly about that, we can move on. This is why you guys got to subscribe to my channel, because some of these is like part 1 and part 2 almost, right? So here's the skinny of it. In my video, I talked about what was posted and it says 175 pounds. I'm not here to beat around the bush. I'm not here to play no types of games, right? In elementary school, I ain't go to recess because I don't want to play no games, bro. So I'm not really going to go back and forth with the semantics. So one of two things exist with this picture. You're putting a picture flexing with no shirt on and it says 175 pounds. Naturally, people are going to insinuate this is your weight. This is how much you're weighing. So either A, you weigh 175 pounds or around, which is why you posted this picture, or pretty much B, you're trying to troll or taunt and you're lying. So the people in the last video, most people got it, but there were a few of the Inshakurs in the comment section and they're like, oh man, Ego, old picture. Oh, he doesn't look 175 pounds to me. Oh, Ego. That's just whatever he weighs. That's what he weighs. That's half the battle. So either he's telling the truth by posting this, he knew what he was doing, or he's lying. Either way, it doesn't hurt me. If you want to post these weird like little games and I'm posting an old picture and all this, I don't weigh 175, but I want to trick the world. That's on you. It's little kid games. So I think we can move on from this. Now let's get into this unpacked. I told you. The double standards in boxing. And I promise on everything I love, I will catch a body in this video. There's no one that can defeat me when it comes to thinking boxing and coming up with the points, right? And to do that, I got to illustrate by letting you listen to Shakur Stevenson currently, and we got to rewind time because I told you the most dangerous thing is a camera, a microphone, and a Wi-Fi connection. These fighters continue to put themselves in a bad spot and do themselves a major disservice because these fighters keep talking, keep tweeting, keep texting, keep DMing, whatever, and it gets leaked. Whatever the case is, they continue to talk. So Forensic Files Ego is back, and I told you I was going to catch a body. So let's get started, and you guys will be able to follow along and see where I'm coming from. Now, we know Shakur is fighting Teofimo Lopez. Done. They did the press conference. It's announced fight. Shakur is currently a 135-pound champion. Would be moving up to 140 to fight a champion in Teofimo. Solid fight. No real beef there. However, because Shakur lives on the internet, right? He has said so many contradictory things. It's time to expose, right? Now, Shakur was on The Breakfast Club today, or as of me recording the video, maybe a day ago. But after the Teofimo press conference, let's take a listen. Roll the clip.
It's about to happen. So is Devin on your list next? So you could keep going on that list. It's about to happen. So is Devin on your list next? So you could keep going on that list.
I would love to fight Devin. Now, only thing is because a lot of people kind of compared me saying that I fight Conor Ben with Devin Haney, and I understand it. But the thing that I said,
whoa, yo, hold up. Not me, not ego. I'll show you ego. Hold on. He says, so this already sounds bad. You're being asked a direct question on a syndicated Breakfast Club TV show, right? Or a radio show. And the question is simple. Would you fight Devin at 47? He just did his thing with Brian Norman. He's up there. You're moving to the division below now to fight Teofimo. People have been wanting to see you fight. Will you fight him? And then look at Shakur. Now, I study these fighters. When Shakur wants to sound smart and wants to prove his point, he puts his hands on a table, on like a flat surface, like he's illustrating something, and he'd be like, well, the thing is, so that's kind of his version of what had happened was, you know, when when you're in the hood and then somebody finna lie, and then you say, hey, what happened? And they say, what had happened was, that's kind of what Shakur does. Boom. Just to give you guys a raw example, because we unpacked, right? I want you guys to see this raw example. See how he puts his hands on the desk. That move he does. I study this game. There is no one better than me in this game. I'm articulate. I'm intelligent. I speak eloquent. I give you the facts. I don't have a horse in the race. I'm him. I give you quality, audio quality, visual quality. Years in the game, longevity, I give you everything. So subscribe. But that's what Shakur does. He puts his hands on the desk and like, what had happened was, you see, the thing is, but like, that's how you know it's going to be some BS, right? Simple question, eh? You ever had yours pushed in? I've had my pushed in, bro. Big time. What movie is that from? Let's see who knows a movie. Anywho, do you want to fight Devin Haney at 147? Listen again.
I would love to fight Devin. Now, only thing is because a lot of people kind of compared me saying that I fight Conor Ben.
Now, I feel like he listened to my video, bro. I ain't gonna hold you. I feel Shakur listened to my video because that is the exact talking point that I had in one of these videos, multiple videos, where I was like, hold on, Shakur, I literally did an unpacked about this recently before this Breakfast Club interview. And I was like, how were you on Ariel Helwani's show with Conor Ben? And you were like, oh, how long you been boxing? And he was like, since I was 17, mate. And you were like, oh, 17, I'm gonna cook you. I've been boxing since I was 5. Oh, I'm gonna cook you. Oh, you can't beat me, right? And Shakur was doing all this stuff, all this hoopla, and he said he would come up to 47. See, the most dangerous thing, a camera, a microphone, and that Wi-Fi connection, because these people keep talking. It's almost like a detective, First 48 or something. Why do you think on Law and Order or First 48 or whatever detective show you want to reference, why do you think these people be like, I want to talk to my lawyer? I ain't saying nothing. I don't know. They're like, who shot him? Who shot Kenny? And the detectives be pressing. I want to know who shot Kenny. You're going to jail. And then you like hands and hammer on the desk. And then you get that stubborn, man, I want to speak to my lawyer. And they want to get lawyered up. They like, I need me a lawyer. I ain't saying, Jack, I plead the fifth. I plead the fifth. I want my lawyer, right? Why do you think they do that? Type below in the comments why you think Muff be like, I ain't saying nothing. I don't know nothing. I don't want to speak to my lawyer. Why you think they do that? Because the Miranda rights tell you what you say can and will be used against you in the court of law. It tells you that. So if you're speaking without the presence of a lawyer, then they might catch you up. Or the detectives, they've been doing this for a while. This ain't the first shooting case that they went over. So they might cross you up and cross-examine you and say something and make you commit to this time stamp, and then later change the time. Remember what he did on Menace to Society, where Bill Duke was like, you left the liquor store at 11:30. He was like, yeah, it was 11:30. And then later he was like, so you left the liquor store after 12:45. And he was like, yeah, it was about 12:45. And Bill Duke was like, now you see what you done did. You done messed up. You done fucked up. You said you left the liquor. You done fucked up. You know you done fucked up, right? Right? He said it. And Big Pun even quoted it. You done fucked up, right? You know you done messed up because now they got you in a contradiction. But these boxers continue to do this to themselves. And in Boxing Ego, I'm the bad guy for exposing it. So Shakur gonna put his hands on the desk and he's gonna be like, oh man, when I said I'll fight Conor Ben, mind you, he didn't just say he would fight Conor Ben at 147. He also said that he would fight Ryan Garcia. And then previous to that, he said he would fight Ryan Garcia only at a catchweight. But stay tuned.
I would love to fight Devin. Only thing is, because a lot of people kind of compared me saying that I fight Conor Ben with Devin Haney. And I understand it. But the thing that I said, even with Conor Ben, I would want the same weight clause as he put on Eubank.
Yeah.
And that's what I want. Fighting the same weight clause as he put on Eubank.
Yeah.
Bro, pack him up. Get Shakur out of here. UPS. Box him up and pack him up. It's over. You were in a studio setting, vibrant, vivacious, jumping up and down. You were like, how long you been boxing Conor Ben? And he was like, I started boxing at 17. And then Shakur, I'm gonna cook you, right? Now you're saying you'll fight Devin Haney Conor Benn, if you fight with the same clause that Conor Benn had at 160. How do you get another person's deal? Let me explain. Whatever Chris Eubank and Conor Benn discussed to make their fight, they had 2 fights. So they had whatever rehydration clause. That was a completely separate promotion, 2 separate fighters. How do you pull from their arrangement and it constitutes into your negotiations? And you were the one saying on the radio show that he can't F with you because he started boxing too late and you would cook him. And then Conor Benn said something to the effect that we could fight right now. And then Shakur was like, no, we're both professionals. Come on, bro. Why should we fight now? We get paid for it. Which I'm not even mad at that part, but I'm just telling you what happened. Right? So how does that work where because this fighter was involved in another fight and they had their own rule, that fight was at middleweight. That had nothing to do with 147, right? Conor Benn is not a middleweight, for real. You see him in videos with Terrence Crawford and Rowley, Ryan Garcia or whoever. He don't look mad bigger than any of them, for real. You know what I mean? So I think he belongs at 147, 154, right? Right around there. So what is Shakur talking about? I'll fight Conor Benn with the same clause that he had. Like, how do you pull a clause from somebody else's deal? Like, how do you, it's so mind-boggling. It's hard to even express the level of lunacy I just heard. How do you even know? Like, we know to a degree kind of what's reported, but how do you know what the contract stipulated? Not just what was reported, but how do you know the contract of Eubank and Conor Benn's fight, 1 or 2? Like, you didn't see it. So we kind of only know what's been reported or what someone said in the interview or whatnot. So to ask for another person's deal for you to fight them sounds weird.
Me saying that I fight Conor Benn with Devin Haney, and I understand it. But the thing that I said, even with Conor Benn, I would want the same weight clause as he put on Eubank. Yeah. And that's what I want come fight night with Conor Benn. Now, when I go to 47 with Devin, is he's gonna allow the same weight clause? Like, it becomes a business. Right. Like, how we gonna do this fight? And if he do shit, let's lock in, gang. So,
is Devin gonna allow the same weight clause? Probably not, because he's big, and why would he want to be restricted? And bro, the level of, I don't even want to say insecurity, but the delusion. Devin, he was 1 fight removed from getting trashed by Ryan Garcia, who popped dirty. We always got to reference that. He had a shaky performance with Ramirez and then moved up to the full welterweight and beat a powerful champion every single round, basically, and dropped him, which surprised people, right? And became a champion in a new division. Why in the would Devin Haney or Bill Haney accept your terms when you've never been, at this point, because you haven't beaten Tio yet, you've never been a champion at 140. Devin was. You haven't been a champion and you're not a champion at 147. Devin is. Why would he agree to, as a champion, a challenger's request? Maybe if we're talking about the challenger being Floyd Mayweather or Canelo or Pacquiao or something. Yeah, these guys are like Hall of Fame worthy right now. Like, all of them could retire. They're already legacies fulfilled, right? So maybe in rare exceptions, does a challenger have enough leverage to dictate? You know what I mean? Like when Cotto was the challenger with Sergio Martinez, right? Cotto was just such a bigger star with a great resume. Shane Mosley, Zab, Judah, Floyd, Pacquiao. I believe my birthday by right? It was Cotto. So yeah, he had at that point of his career, he had some say so in the Martinez fight, and it said Cotto Martinez. But Shakur, you never even at this point when you're doing this interview, never been a champion of 140, and Devin has an active belt and a good performance against Brian Norman. Why would Devin take whatever deal you're talking about with a rehydration clause that you pulled from Conor Benn and Chris Eubank Jr.'s fight? Bro, sure. Shakur is smart in the ring, but on these interviews, it's not sounding like well thought out, right? You were asked a very deliberate and specific question. Would you fight Devin at 147? He's an active champion. And you said, hands on the desk, like you about to play the piano, dun, 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 right? Hands on it. The thing is, what had happened was, when I said that, a lot of people said, because I said I would fight Conor Benn at 147, that I should fight Devin Haney, who's a champion, at 147, because Conor Benn ain't never been a champion at 147, but Devin's a multi-division champion and the youngest undisputed, but I'll go up for the guy who's never been champion at welterweight. But what had happened was, do you see and hear how foolish this sounds? Now you're cleaning it up and talk about, I'll fight Conor Benn with these rules from the Chris Eubank fights. Doesn't make sense. Now you're cleaning that up. You were willing to fight Conor Benn at 147. He doesn't have a belt. But then the guy that has a belt, you want him to pull some rehydration clause from the other guy that you said you would fight at 47, Conor Benn, in his fight with Chris Eubank. Man, you come straight out of a comic book, man. What movie is that from? This don't make sense, people.
When I go to 47 with Devin, is he's gonna allow the same weight clause? Like it becomes a business.
Right.
Like how we gonna do this fight? And if he do shit, let's lock in, gang.
It becomes a business. No, it becomes you don't want that.
So Conor Benn is still on the list.
I told you that's the fight that I think should be next, but I'm not trying to look past Teal.
Right.
Now, like Teal is really the main thing that's on my mind, but I'm just answering the questions for y'all.
No doubt.
What mental adjustments are you making specifically for Teal?
I think we both got a lot of mental adjustments to make depending on our game plans, and I think that Teal's not racist. I think that he's clout chasing.
It's about to happen.
And then now you vouching for Teal. You don't think Teal's racist, right? We ain't done enough. Let's keep it going.
I can't look past what's next. There's a lot of guys that's on the table, but I know that Teal is probably gonna be the best version of himself come fight night. So I got to take him serious, and that's the guy that I'm focused on. I can't think past him. So
yes, sir. Okay, my boy.
Yeah, it's funny, Shakur, because I agree with Shady. When I look at the potential best pound-for-pound fighters in the world one day, I see you as one of the candidates, right? But guys with your style, which is to say you have a lot of physical advantages and technical advantages, who choose to fight without taking too many risks are very hard to beat. Some of my favorite fighters of all time. Pernell Whitaker, Floyd Mayweather, right? Like these guys are Roy Jones at his best. Very hard to beat. It is difficult to see at the stage that you're in your career whether you can actually reach that level, because that's the highest level in the history of boxing. What do you think you have to do in order to demonstrate to guys like me that in fact you can reach that level, that you will be there?
You just got to keep beating the guys that's the guys. Starting with T.O., next maybe Ryan, next maybe Ben, next maybe Devin. All these guys, you just got to beat them. And when I beat them, then y'all will know like who's the best fighter that's around.
Shakur, look, when we were talking about the four kings in boxing years ago, right?
I can't look past what's next. There's a lot of guys that's on the.
So again, more contradictions. I can't look past what's next, but then by the end of the interview, you're looking past T.O. talking about fighting Ryan, Garcia, and Devin. But then you went on the Breakfast Club saying you would fight Conor Benn and Devin, but only if they had whatever weight requirements that you pulled from somebody else's fight. I mean, at this point, if I wanted to, I could really end the video, right? I can end it right here because I've already proven my point, right? I could just end it because I'm the man. And you would have a complete video that made perfect sense with the illustrated points. However, I'm such a beast that I'm going to keep this video going so I can make even more money on this video and continue to cook y'all. Right? Because it's like the grandmaster in those karate movies. He'll tell you exactly how he's going to beat you. I will beat you with Tiger Claw, the Flying Swan, the Crane, right? He'll tell you exactly what he's going to do, and you can't stop it. That's me. I'm a master at my craft. Let's keep going. Let's keep it going.
Hey, fight me at 140, nigga.
Yeah.
This now, so we're all in the clear. Right now, we are about to listen to Shakur Stevenson, and he did pretty much it was a live stream with Keyshawn Davis and himself, right? This is, I don't even know the actual time frame from it, right? But this was not that long ago. And we're going to listen to what Shakur Stevenson says just to prove to you that it's like all over the place. Right?
Hey, fight me at 140, nigga.
That's Ryan in the bottom right-hand corner. Keyshawn's at the top on the Instagram Live. And then Shakur on the bottom left. He said, fight me at 140.
Yeah, I'm just kidding, bro. Hey, this shit funny as fuck.
Hey, fight me at 140, nigga.
No, 144. I'll do it.
44? Fuck it, come on.
Bro, come on.
I'll fight you at 144.
Ryan, because obviously he didn't make weight with Devin Haney, he said, nah, 144. And Shakur had a problem. He's like, first of all, he said it like Cub from Baby Boy. Remember when Tyrese was selling them articles of clothing? He went into the salon and he was like, how much you want for that? And he was like, I'm gonna need $40. And the dude was like, $40? That's what Shakur did. He was like, 44. Right? We'll play it again. I don't want you guys to miss it. Ryan, you know Ryan ain't making weight. Definitely ain't making no 140.
Fight me at 140, nigga.
No, 144. I'll do it.
44? Fuck it, come on.
Bro, come on.
I'll fight you at 144. Hey, fuck it, I'm with it, nigga.
I'll fight you.
Inward this, inward that. He was like, all right, I'm with it. I'll fight you at 144. So you're fighting T.O. at 140. You're talking about fighting Conor Benn, which got you caught up because people were like, hey, if you could fight a beltless Conor Benn at 147, who also popped dirty for the eggs or whatever in a previous PED test, why can't you fight a champion Devin Haney at that weight? So now you're on the Breakfast Club trying to remedy it and make it make sense when it don't. And then previous to that, you told Ryan not that long ago that you will fight him at 140, right? You told him you would fight at 140. And then Ryan was like, nah, I can only make 144. And he was like, all right, after he complained about it, right? Just to show you more proof. Shakur Stevenson willing to fight Ryan Garcia next at a catchweight. Boxing scene. So I want everyone to be clear. You guys can see this. He wanted to fight Ryan at a catchweight. So if you could fight Ryan at 144, why not fight for a belt? Because Ryan's never been a champion, nor would there be a belt on the line at 144 because that's like a made-up division. Devin has an actual belt at 47. They probably need their next outing. Ryan, he has a tough fight with Mario Barrios that's supposed to be announced, so he got to get past that. We don't know how that's gonna play out. But here's something else I noticed. Here's another article where Shakur Stevenson is confident that he would beat. This is from December 2023, as you guys can see, right? Shakur Stevenson is confident that he beats Ryan Garcia. He only got a left hook, right? So my question to you now is this. If you are the next coming of Mayweather, you've been on multiple interviews, even a recent one with Inside the Ring, where you're like, Ryan suck. He suck. He got beat by Rolly. He suck. He trash, right? I just showed you another article from 2023 where he's like, I'm confident I would beat Ryan. He only has one punch, a left hook. You were saying this in 2023, at least we've pinned it down to, or I have pinned it down to, all the way to recently when you and Ryan were on Inside the Ring show podcast and going at each other, right? And if he only has a left hook and he's sorry and he got dropped by Rolly, so you've been thinking this for several years and you beat him in the amateurs, then why won't you fight him? Why did you have a complaint to fight him at 144? And one can deduce, if you want to fight Conor Benn with rehydration clauses and Devin Haney with rehydration clauses, there's no way on earth you're going to fight Ryan, who's actually looks big. Shakur even pointed this out on social media. He was like, dang, Ryan Garcia look 190. So if Devin don't hit like Ryan, right? Conor is not as big as Ryan. So if you need a rehydration clause for them to fight them at 47, we know you're not fighting Ryan Garcia if he beats Mario Barrios at 147. So my question is, you got to study people's moves. If you said, you've been saying for years, Ryan is basuda, he's trash, you're on a way different level than him. Fine, you're supposed to feel like that, to be fair. But if that's how you feel, then why do you need Ryan at a catchweight? Why not fight him at 147 if he only has a left hook? You have to watch out for one punch. So again, Shakur continues to get caught up because the stuff he's saying doesn't add up, right? And at this point in the video, I want to take us back to the Breakfast Club.
It's about to happen.
That's what I want come fight night with Conor Benn. Now, when I go to 47 with Devin, is he's gonna allow the same weight clause? Like it becomes a business,
right?
Like how we gonna do this fight? Same weight clause. But the thing that I said, even with Conor Benn, I would want the same weight clause. But the thing that I said, even with Conor Benn, I would want the same weight clause. But the thing that I said, even with Conor Benn, I would want the same weight clause. But the thing that I said, even with Conor Benn, I would want the same weight clause. But the thing that I said, even with Conor Benn, I would want the same weight clause.
You're cooked. You're cooked. Now, in my unpacks, y'all know you got to watch them all the way to the last drop, all the way to the end, because I tend to save the best for last. You're cooked. In a brand new Breakfast Club interview promoting the Teofimo fight, he says, even with Conor Benn, I would want the weight clause of a rehydration clause, basically, that was utilized in the Chris Eubank fights at 160. Even though you say Conor Benn started boxing late and he's trash and he can't F with you, even though you said Ryan Garcia only has a left hook and can't F with you and he's trash, you need all of these like catch weights and or rehydration clauses. You just heard it. He just told you. That's why I played it a couple times. He said, but even with Conor Benn, I would want the same weight clause, and that would apply to Devin Haney. Again, I've already talked about it. How are you going to mandate to Devin Haney a champion, and he's been undisputed, something you haven't done, right? Now, all of a sudden, Shakur not acting like he care about belts. But listen again.
But the thing that I said, even with Conor Benn, I would want the same weight clause as he put on Eubank.
Yeah.
And that's what I want come fight night with Conor Benn. Now, when I go to 47 with Devin, is he's gonna allow the same weight class, like it becomes a business.
Right.
So notice all these people that interview people like Shakur, their memory, all of a sudden, they don't remember any of these things. But this is why I got the best in the business, and it's not even a close show. This is why. Because my memory works, and I use it. So you just heard, for the record, I played it a couple times. You heard Shakur Stevenson say, if I fought Conor Benn at 147, a guy he was jumping around in studio next to, saying he'll whoop you and you can't F with me, or if I fought Devin, it would have to pretty much be with weight stipulations. Oh, the hypocrisy. Boom. So I pulled this for you guys to fully cook Shakur. He says, Ninja, meaning Tank. There was a tweet that he was responding to, and this was about Tank. He said, the Ninja wouldn't dare fight Edwin De Los Santos. Who he fight that's cracking and got skills. The only Ninja was Ryan Garcia, and he was weight drained, and he weight drained the ish out of him. You know you done fucked up. You said that Tank weight drained out of Ryan Garcia. Mind you, the best in the business, and it's not even close. I've already addressed this. Ryan was at the media workout eating tacos. That's on him. You said Ryan and his daddy was like, we're making weight just fine. We're good. He was young. He's in his 20s at the time. If you can't make weight, that's on you. If you're 20-something years old and you can't make the division that you fought, all of your knockouts came in that division at that time. All of your fights at that time came in that division. And there was a +1 for the Tank fight. It was a 136 instead of 135. If you can't make that in your mid to young 20s, that is a you problem because you're a weight bully. You're not fighting in your true division. He was eating tacos and said he was making weight great up until he lost and got stopped by Tank. Then he couldn't make weight. Then that Mongolian dude broke his ribs and all this other stuff. We don't want to hear it. You fought him. You said you're going to knock him out. Tank knocked you out and dropped you in the second round. Over. But the nerve of Shakur Stevenson to now, and he's posting pictures saying he's 175. Again, whether you guys believe this or not, that's what he posted. So I know for a fact, at the very least, he's bigger than Tank. I know that. Right? We all know that. That when it comes to Tank Davis, Tank is one of the only fighters in modern boxing that's popping, that got a name, especially, and something to lose, that is actually fighting in their true weight class. Tank is literally one of the only people that is doing that. There are so many fighters who they continue to do this weight bully kind of game, and they're really fighting at a weight class that they probably shouldn't be at. Probably shouldn't be at this weight class. It's the reality of it. So we know Shakur, boom, he's bigger than Tank. And he's posting that he was 175. So he's bigger than Tank. So the smallest guy fought Ryan Garcia, and he's actually like smaller than you, right? And he fought Ryan Garcia, and Shakur got the audacity to say he ain't fought nobody with no skills that was cracking. Frank Martin, Mario Barrios, all these people who got skills and was bigger. Pitbull got cracks. He wasn't bigger, but he got cracks, right? This man really said that Ryan was weight drained. So Devin, he in the Regis Prograis fight, he outweighed Regis Prograis on the night of the fight. He was like 165. So you're calling for, if you were to fight Devin, you said he has to agree to your rehydration clause. That's what you said. So you don't think Devin would be taxed if he was stifled by a man-made weight clause from Shakur Stevenson? Right? You don't think Conor Benn, who just fought at 160 with Chris for 2 fights with Chris Eubank, and he fought at 54 against Pistol Pete, you don't think at 147, if you restrict him and put a rehydration clause on him, that would further like stifle the performance that he could put out? But then because you don't like Tank and you're trying to beef with Tank, even though you idolize him, you're like, man, Tank, the only guy he fought that was a threat was Ryan, and he weight drained him. Hypocrisy at its finest, people. It's sad. It's sad that these boxers, it's like, I don't know what it is. It's like they don't remember the interviews that they've given, and they just start spouting off like whatever they feel, not even checking in with what they said. And then whether that 175 picture is his real weight or not, I don't care about the picture. You still are bigger than Teofimo, and this is your first fight at 140. So yeah, Shakur, add him to the fighters who really should probably be 1 to 2 divisions higher than what they've been fighting at. You look bigger than Teo, bro. He is the guy with like 5 or so fights at 140. You have 0 fights at the 140. You missed weight with Robinson Conceição and couldn't get the title. So you're also a person who's missed weight, and you look bigger than him at the face-off and got the audacity to talk about, oh man, but Tank weight drained Ryan. And you've said this multiple times. So I wanted to make this video to fully cook, like I promised y'all. Let me know how I did in the comment section. The double standards, the hypocrisy, and all of the Tank haters, they're going to gather up in the comment section and be like, man, oh, Ego, you love Tank. But they can say all that goofy stuff. What they won't do is prove me wrong. And that I am sure of, right? You can say all that childish name calling and you love Tank and he's your boyfriend, all that goofy type of stuff. However, you're not going to prove me wrong. That's what I know, and that's what you know, because I showed you receipts. There is no proving me wrong when I've illustrated it so beautifully. These are things. And I'm using the target, Shakur Stevenson, his own words, right? This man says weird stuff. Oh, Teo's not racist. I don't believe he's racist. Tyson Fury would beat Muhammad Ali. They got a side-by-side of Usyk and Muhammad Ali. They're born on the same day. They weigh the same. They're the same height, all that type of stuff. They're both Olympians, right? And Tyson Fury 2 times couldn't beat Usyk, but Shakur was so sure that Muhammad Ali would lose because of Tyson Fury's size. Usyk is that same size and whooped on Fury. And the second time was more convincing and less competitive, right? The man is out here saying whatever. He also did an interview and said Sugar Ray Robinson, who, rest in peace, Roger Mayweather, said is the greatest fighter ever, and many people believe that to be the case. And Shakur said, I looked at some fights of his, and he's just an old fighter. He buns. That's his words exactly. Ray Robinson was buns. So the reason Shakur gets flack is 1,000% what he says and how he conducts himself. And then as far as the weight stuff, if Ryan and Conor Benn are so like novice and you're so pro, then why do you need all these weight requirements, right? If you're going to criticize Gervonta Davie and say he weight drained the crap out of Ryan Garcia, then why do you want to weight drain Conor Benn, who just came from 160? Why do you want to weight drain Devin Haney, right? This is a man who I believe has also said that he's not with none of the hydrations and like if you could beat someone, beat him fair. You just watch your boy, your big brother, Terrence Crawford, move up 2-3 weight classes and whoop on Canelo. So listen, Crawford's generation and before, and then it's these new YNs. They're not the same. Terrence Crawford gets busy. Crawford is really as advertised because he moved up and the outcome was the same. The Madrimov fight was harder, it looked like, than the Canelo and Arrow fights. So when it counts, Crawford delivers, and he did it with a disadvantage at weight. Shakur Stevenson wants all this praise, but you're not trying to do that, right? So I think it's an insecurity, people. I think deep down inside, Shakur understands he has brittle hands, and I don't think he likes to get hit. You know, I mean, no one likes, oh, I want to get hit and I want to get hurt. You know what I mean? No one likes it. But I think there's certain people that really don't like it. And I think he's one of them. So he don't want to put himself at no type of like disadvantage because the belief ain't exactly as advertised. That's what I believe. Let me know what you think. But to me, Shakur requesting a rehydration clause after criticizing Tank Davis is bananas. And say what you want, but Shakur has so many different rationales for, so Conor Benn, Devin Haney, Ryan Garcia, all of those fights need a weight stipulation. That's your own words. So you're talking crazy to, I'll whoop Ryan, he sucks, he got dropped by Rolly. Okay, you drop him. Oh, 44, you know, what about 140? And initially, he said on Twitter, Ryan Garcia come down to 135, knowing the man can't make 135. There's tweets about this. Shakur Stevenson is saying Tank is a weight bully, but then he really tried to get Ryan, after he lost to Tank, to come down to 135. You can't make this stuff up. So how is it that Tank is a weight bully, but you try to pull Ryan Garcia down to 135, knowing good and well that he can't make that? I don't be lying. That y'all can say whatever y'all want. Boom. Shakur has called on Ryan Garcia to fight him at 135 at lightweight, challenging Ryan to prove himself in the division. So why Ryan got to go down to 35? And then Ryan talking about, I'll put the gap back in your teeth, and you like, you suck, da-da-da-da. It says, you suck, says Shakur. You lost to Rolly. This is brand new. I don't care. Not the same fighter. And he said, I watched, I was there. You lost. And you're scared of him to this day. Blah, blah, blah. So Shakur's talking the talk, but then he wants a catch weight. Right? And then he wants a catch weight. You can't make this stuff up. Then he wants a catch weight. So Devin, Ryan, Garcia, and Conor Benn, you need a catch weight or a rehydration clause or both. Then you got young gunners who can still make the weight like Abdullah Mason and O'Shaquie Foster, and then you front it on them. Like, O'Shaquie, you're not worth it for me. You're not a big fight for me. Abdullah Mason just beat Sam Noakes to become a champion, and then now Shakur don't care about belts. He don't care about unifications. And he's like, Abdullah Mason, he's too young. He's too green. Show us that. Be the first to officially beat him. You know what I mean? So to me, Shakur has too many of these occurrences where it's like, Tito Mercado, oh, I don't even know who this guy is. So the world is looking at it as Tito Mercado is a dangerous fighter because of his power and his belief. Or the Cuban guy. You needed a late replacement, Javier Herrera. And he was like, yo, Shakur, you suck. I know baby. I know baby. No, look, I knock you out. I knock you out, Shakur. I knock you out. I know baby. Mira, I know baby. I know baby. God damn. Right? That dude. He said, I know baby. I'll knock you out, Shakur. Nah, I don't know who he is. So you don't know Tito Mercado, and he was knocking out at least former champions like Pedraza. He not worth it. And Mr. Javier, I know baby, Herrera, who lived in Dubai and you were fighting in Saudi, he's not good enough. But you can fight an electrician, Samuel Padley or whatever his name is, Joshua Padley. Then you talk crap to Ryan about he suck and Conor Ben sucks and he started boxing too late for you and won't wompty, but then you need him at catchways. And then it's like Shakur's watching my videos, bro, because it's like responses to it. I brought up the Conor Ben, how you gonna fight Conor Ben at 47, but not Devin. Then he on the Breakfast Club responded to it, right? And then I'm like, hey, why he ain't calling out Devin Haney? Now he calling out Devin Haney. But then you're trying to put a stipulation on him. And then on top of that, as I said throughout this video, you're saying that Tank is a cheater and Tank caught Ryan lacking with a rehydration clause. But now you're trying to do the same thing. Nasty work. Let me know how I did in this video. Subscribe. We unpacked. Live streaming can be tough, which is why I use StreamYard. Click the link in the description for StreamYard, which is an awesome tool that enables you to set up your stream with ease of use. Get great results with live streaming. It's what I use. Stream to social media with ease with StreamYard. Live streaming is here to stay. Engage with your audience using StreamYard. Great way to reach out to your audience and connect. So you need a tool that can do that. If you're new to YouTube and you're struggling to get views, one tool I can provide to you is TubeBuddy. I've been on YouTube over 10 years. I use TubeBuddy daily to crank out videos just like this one that you're watching. Learn how the pros do it with TubeBuddy. YouTube receives a lot of traffic, which also means a lot of creators, a lot of people putting out content. So you need to learn the ropes so you know how to separate yourself, especially if you're new, but even if you're a pro, use TubeBuddy. The link is in the description. Get more views, more subscribers, and a higher click-through rate. So ultimately,